Hello children, daily we are eating different kinds of food items. Tell me some food items. Very good. Rice, curry, vegetables or sambar. Okay, so these food item is made up of different kinds of substances. If we mix together, then these food item can form. So, today's our lesson is based on separation of substances.
Tea is favorite beverage. It is nothing but solution of water, milk, sugar and tea leaves. Here list of few food items. You have to write substance used in making these mixtures and solutions. Mixture and pure substance. Have you observed the making of lemon juice? Tell me which ingredients are used to make the lemon juice. Sugar, very good. Water, salt and lemon juice. Next is mixture. When two or more substances combine together physically is called mixture. When sugar is added to water, we get mixture. If we mix the vegetables, then we get salad. It is type of a mixture. When pebbles or stones mix with water, we get the mixture. When two or more substances combine together physically is called as mixture. There are two types of mixtures, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Then what is homogeneous mixture? The word homo means same. A mixture which has uniform composition throughout its mass is called homogeneous mixture. It is uniform composition. You cannot see the particles of homogeneous mixture through naked eye. The example of homogeneous mixture is if we mix table salt in the water, we get homogeneous mixture. We cannot separate the spot particles, means we cannot separate the salt particle from water. The next example of homogeneous mixture is air. Air is a composition of oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. It is homogeneous mixture because all these gases are combined together physically in such a way that they form uniform composition throughout and we cannot see the particles of gases. Next example is alcohol. Alcohol have uniform composition throughout its mass. Therefore, we call it as homogeneous mixture. Next is what is heterogeneous mixture? A mixture which has non-uniform composition throughout its mass is called heterogeneous mixture. A non-uniform composition in which we can see the particles of heterogeneous mixture through naked eye. The example of heterogeneous mixture is salad. If we mix different vegetables physically, we get salad. We can easily identify the ingredients of salad. The second example of heterogeneous mixture is oil and water. When you add oil in water, you will get heterogeneous mixture. You can easily identify the layer of oil above the water. The third example of heterogeneous mixture is stone and water. If you add stones in water, it is known as heterogeneous mixture. We can easily identify the stones in water. It is heterogeneous mixture. When we observe the particles of mixture, then it is called as heterogeneous mixture. Properties of a mixture. The constituents of a mixture may be in any ratio or any proportion. Next, the individual properties of the constituent are retained. Third one, the constituents of the mixture can be separated. Next one, need for separation of constituents of a mixture. There may be reason for separation of substance into their constituent to remove undesirable components, such as separation of grains from rice from husk before cooking it. Next is removing stones from the food grains such as wheat, rice and pulses. These are removed as they can harmful to our teeth as well as for our digestion. Next one, to remove clay and other dirt particles from the river water before it is supplied. Next, tea leaves from tea. Need for separation are to obtain pure substances. Separation of salt or sugar from the solution. Next one, separation of iron filling from the sand. Next, to separate the components of alcohol and water mixture. Next one, to obtain useful components from the mixture. Petrol, diesel, kerosene and other from the crude oil obtained from the ground. Next, butter from milk or curd. Methods of separation of substances. The components present in a mixture can be separated based on the basis of the unique properties of each component. Various methods are used for separating the components in a mixture. However, all mixtures cannot be separated by common method. The choice of method of separation depends on the properties of the components and composition of mixture. Sometimes more than one method can be used. Next method is separating solid from solid. First method of separating solid from solid is hand picking. This is one of the most time consuming method but is one of the basic method of separation. It is a process in which undesirable components are removed from the desired components manually by handpicking. However, sometimes both the components may be useful. Principle, it is based on the principle of difference in shape, size and color of different components. Method, this method is used only when one of the component is present in small quantity and different in color, shape and size so that it can be picked manually. It is not very flexible. Example, stone in pulses can be separated by this method. Separating of vegetables can also done by this method. Next method is threshing.
We can obtain fruits simply by plucking it from the plant body. Food grains cannot be obtained this way. It is simply because there are large number of food grains present in husk. These are attached to stalk of the plant. Plucking each food grain from plant body needs a lot of efforts. Simply, it is impossible to pluck all food grains from all plants. So, to separate food grain from plant body and husk, we use threshing. In this process, the part of the plant where husks are located, are beaten using wooden stick, flail. Other ways are allowing animals to walk on the crop or by machines. After threshing, we get food grains separated from husk and plant body.
Next method is winnowing. Winnowing is a process used by farmers to separate grains from husk. Husk is the outer coating of the grain. Using this method, we can separate the finer materials from the coarse ones. Principle: winnowing is based on the fact that grains are heavier than husk. Method: this mixture is made of fall from height. Wind carries the husk with it and two separate heaps are obtained for husk and grain. Example: separating chaff or husk from the wheat grain. That is sieving. Sieving is the simple technique of separating particles of different sizes. Principle: it is based on the principle of filtration. Method: the method is passed through a sieve or any other porous material and given a mechanical force, the smaller components pass through the sieve and bigger components are left behind. Example: separating of tea leaves from tea and sieving of flour.